What is going on, you guys? It is that time again for another player era project. This time, Mr. Floyd Little. Mr. Little passed away earlier this year, January the 1st of 2021. And it kind of made me think, like, some of these TTMers that I personally take for granted. I mean, obviously now that was months and months ago that he passed away, but I was looking through my autograph binders just a couple weeks ago, and I realized there was one autograph of his that I didn't have for the Player Era project, and he was a great TTMer for years and years, at least 5 or 6 years that I personally know of, and I just didn't send him the cards to complete the Player Era project, so I had to go to eBay um, and buy his 1970 tops, and I paid a freaking song for it. Like I paid. Okay, so I definitely paid for that mistake. When he was alive and signing and all that, you could have bought his autographs on any Facebook group or even eBay for $10 to $15, and that's just not necessarily the case anymore if you want a quality autograph. Um, so I bought the card, and now I can say I have finished the Floyd Little Player Era project. Um, but in buying that card, it made me kind of research him and research his career. And I found some pretty interesting stats here that, he was a halfback or a running back, and he was known as the franchise for the Broncos. But one thing I didn't know was he was bow-legged, like pretty excessive bow-legged, and he claims that that's what made him hard to tackle. That if you have a strong bow-legged running back, you can't tackle them just with one arm because they have such a wider stance than most. So he attributed that to a lot of his success. And then he didn't like line up in the backfield like you've seen an Emmitt Smith or a Jerome Bettis or Barry Sanders. He wasn't that kind of running back. A lot of his success came from him running out of the backfield and catching the ball. So he had some really good hands for a running back, and then he would catch the ball and then take off. And so that's how he got a lot of his success. He wasn't necessarily just running up the gut, one of those power running backs that can just bust a hole through a freaking concrete wall. And he played for the Broncos from 1967 to 1975. So not really a long career, but that's about an average career for a running back. And he's in the College Football Hall of Fame, which he got in 1983, and the NFL Hall of Fame, which he got in 2011. A couple more things here that I found pretty interesting is he's the only three-time All-American running back for Syracuse. So he's the only three-time All-American running back for Syracuse, and the significance of that is there's some running backs and halfbacks and fullbacks that played for Syracuse that you might have heard of before. Jim Brown, Larry Zonka, and then Ernie Davis. And if you don't know who Ernie Davis is, there's a movie out about him. Oh my gosh, dude, I forget the name of the movie off the top of my head. Absolutely amazing movie. Highly suggest it. Just go to Google and search Ernie Davis movie, and it'll come up. But Ernie Davis in college was every bit as good as a Jim Brown or Larry Zonka. So that's the significance of that is Floyd Little was the only Syracuse three-time All-American at running back position. And you had those three gentlemen that played for Syracuse as well. And then he only played for Syracuse for 3 seasons. So 3 for 3 there. He's also a charter member of the Broncos Ring of Fame in 1984. And then they also retired his jersey in 1975, which was before that. So I'm not going to turn the camera around. This is going to be kind of a different player era. I'm just going to show him right here. So this is his rookie card. I was able to get this TTM a while back. This is his 1968. 1969 tops. And I'm lucky enough, all of these are in blue. So, you know, if you followed my player error projects for any time, you know I love to get these autographs in blue. And I didn't get these all at one time. And here's that 1970 Topps that I purchased off eBay. And 71 without the Hall of Fame inscription. Then 72 with a nice Hall of Fame inscription down there. 73. 74. And last but not least, the 1975 Topps. This had been his last player error project card. So that's that. What do we got here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards for Mr. Floyd Little. So he was a great TTMer for us for a long time, but just an amazing Denver Bronco. I think if you're a Denver Bronco fan and you don't know that much about Floyd Little, you're kind of doing yourself an injustice in your fandom. Definitely one of, probably on the Mount Rushmore maybe of Denver Broncos. So that is that. I thoroughly enjoyed doing the research on this particular project, just because I knew he was great. He's in the NFL Hall of Fame, he's in the College Hall of Fame, but I just didn't know the depth of just how good Mr. Floyd Little was until I started putting this video together. So that is that. Till next time, adios, be safe, bye-bye, toodles. I hope you all enjoyed it. Take care.